Secondly, what in the world is this infamous mark of the beast? Contrary to what many people believe, this is not going to be some sort of card that we carry around. The Greek word here for mark refers to an imprint used on coins or on documents. It could also refer to a brand or something that resembles a tattoo. Whatever this is, it is going to be some sort of mark that is either going to go on the skin or behind the skin. The Bible says that when you take this mark, you will be able to buy and
The mark
sell.
of the beast in Revelation 13 has often been a subject of controversy, but when examined through the lens of the Old Testament, it becomes clear that it represents a counterfeit system of worship and allegiance rather than a mere physical mark or technological device. In the Old Testament, God established signs or marks to indicate who belongs to Him. Deuteronomy 6, verse 6 to 8. And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. Exodus 13, verse 9 and 16. The keeping of God's laws was symbolically represented as a sign on the hand and forehead, denoting thought, forehead, and action, hand. These passages demonstrate that a mark in the forehead and hand signifies allegiance either to God or to an opposing system. In contrast, Revelation 13, verse 16 to 17 describes a different mark, one associated with worship and allegiance to the beast power. Since God's mark or seal is connected to obedience to His law, particularly the Sabbath, as shown in Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 12 and 20, then the mark of the beast must be an opposing system that promotes disobedience to God's commandments. In Daniel chapter 7, verse 25, it warns that a power would think to change times and laws. The beast system in Revelation 13 seeks to impose a form of worship contrary to God's commandments. Since God's mark is linked to obedience to His law and Sabbath observance, the beast would logically involve a counterfeit system of worship, one that replaces God's commands with man-made traditions. This interpretation is not about demonizing any group of people, but about a system of false worship that diverts allegiance away from God's truth. It's important to recognize that God's people are called out of deception, Revelation 18, verse 4, meaning that many sincere believers may be unknowingly part of the system, but would be given the opportunity to make a choice. The mark of the beast is about worship and allegiance. The mark of the beast is not a microchip, barcode, or vaccine. It is a symbol of allegiance to a system that contradicts God's law. The Old Testament clearly shows that God's people are identified by obedience to His commands, particularly His Sabbath, while the mark of the beast represents a forced system of false worship that stands in opposition to God's law. Put your comments in the comment box below. Let me hear what you have to say. What is the mark of the beast? In light with what we just talked about with the Old Testament precedent, I'll be waiting to hear from you. As always, God bless you.